Hello again. So strength training, that's something that's debated on and off, or has been debated on and off throughout my time as a coach, and even as when I wasn't coaching and working as an athlete. And I was recently on a bike fitting course, and strength training came up. So I thought it'd be worth doing a video on some things that came up on the course, and my interpretation of it, and what my feelings are on strength training, which have changed slightly over the last few weeks. So I've always thought strength training would be useful. It depends how much training you're actually doing and how much time you've got available. If you're only doing 3 workouts a week, then maybe using those for the bike would be more valuable than using them for strength work. Unless, of course, you've got a particular problem, if you've got a really big imbalance, or you've got some biomechanical problems, then spending some time doing strength work can be useful. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. One study that came up in this course was something by Ronstadt. If you Google Ronstadt, so strength training for cyclists or something, you'll probably see the papers come up. And he just used 4 exercises. So obviously, if you're really weak, then it doesn't take much to make yourself stronger. So if you're really strong, like Chris Hoy, when I was at British Cycling, you see Chris Hoy in the gym. It took him ages to build even to do a gym session, but that's because he needed a lot of recovery. He was lifting really heavy weights. But if you don't need to lift heavy weights to make a change, then obviously you can be much more time efficient. So 3 main things you can improve with strength work. You can improve your functional strength. So that's basically your strength that you use while you're cycling. And that improves your biomechanics if things are more, if you're using your muscles more effectively and more what we might call correctly or optimally, then you're going to be more efficient, and therefore your energy your energy supplies will last longer, or you'll be able to go faster for the same amount of energy. Excuse me. So that's one thing, improving your functional strength, and you do functional exercises for that. You can work to remove imbalances. So, for example, someone might have had an injury. You might have fallen off your bike, broken your leg, and not rehabilitated it properly. Spending some time, and that might have left you with an imbalance. If you are lucky enough to have a trainer that measures left-right power, then you can use that, or power pedals often measure left and right power, so you can see whether you've got an imbalance. Or another way to do it might be to do one-legged squats, to see how many you can do on one leg, how many you can do on the other leg. Or if it's a lower leg type injury, do heel raises. How many heel raises can you do? You might find that you can do 15 on your right leg and 3 on your left leg, or you can't do any on your left leg, but you've still been cycling quite happily. But obviously, if you can improve that function of your left leg, you're going to be better off. You're less likely to get overuse injuries. And as you do more and more cycling, you're more and more likely to exacerbate that imbalance and make things worse. So addressing that imbalance as soon as you possibly can be a valuable thing to do. And of course, the other thing is to build up pure strength. And I did mention this work by Ronstadt, which just came up in the course and I hadn't been aware of. I think I might have seen it a long time ago and not really registered. But he showed that even with well-trained cyclists, that a block of strength training where you're really lifting heavy weights, just 4 exercises 2 to 3 times a week, improve the efficiency of these elite cyclists. So the tests weren't really long stuff. So if you're into ultra endurance stuff, I can't really say whether it would be better. My guess is it probably would improve your efficiency and improve your endurance. But it was improving performance over a 40-minute time trial, and it was also improving 5-minute powers after a 3-hour. I think it was a 3-hour ride. So certainly if you're doing a long, like a sportif, for instance, and you've got a long climb at the end, then being a bit stronger can make a big difference. So I should say, if you like these videos and you find them useful, please give me a like, make some comments, ask some questions, interact as much as possible, because it really helps me. I like people to ask questions, and the more questions you ask, the more I might learn about what would be useful to make other videos on. So interaction's great, I love it, and please get in touch. And if you need any formal help or informal help, get in touch as well. One of the physios at British Cycling, Phil Burt, he wrote a book with Martin Evans, who I was lucky enough to meet and do a small amount of work with at British Cycling. Wrote a book on strength training for cyclists, and that's a really good book. And that also goes through a lot of time. He spent a lot of time talking about what sort of flexibility you need, and the type of functional exercises you should be able to do before you progress on to the next exercise. Now, I'm not totally in agreement with that, in that I think if you're really weak and you want to ride your bike, then being a bit stronger is probably, it's probably going to help. So like if you've got a really weak left leg, like we said before, even if you don't have that functional flexibility that he's talking about, you need to work to get the functional flexibility, but also strengthening these weaknesses and trying to minimise the imbalance alongside that, I think is probably a good idea. But the book's great. It gives you lots of exercises. It's really illustrative of what you need to do. So I would say check it out if you're looking to work on this in a bit more detail. So that's basically all I want to say. I'm not a strength and conditioning coach. I am a cycling coach, obviously with a lot of experience, and also have a lot of experience of working with strength and conditioning coaches and strength and conditioning programs. So I'm not going to prescribe a strength and conditioning program over the internet. There's loads of stuff on YouTube that you can find. Get that book by Phil Burt. Or if you want to message me separately, privately, I'm quite happy to give you some more ideas in a bit more detail and maybe suggest some sessions. But I can't do that now because I don't know you as individuals and I don't know your individual needs. And that's quite important. Strength and conditioning can be quite dangerous if you do it wrong. So that's that. If you... like I said, so if you're training 3 times a week, if you've only got time to train 3 times a week, then it might be better to spend those times on the bike. But you can also do a lot in 5 to 10 minutes. So you could add in like a 5 to 10 minutes routine, functional strength exercises and mobility exercises, just when you get up in the morning, for instance. And that can make a huge difference and improve your cycling, and you notice these benefits pretty quickly if you've got real problems. If you've got more time, then do an assessment of what your needs are. So you can either do that yourself by using Phil Burt's book or a different book, or you can go and see a physiotherapist who's knowledgeable about biomechanics and cycling, or a sports massage therapist. Let them give you an assessment. They will probably spot some imbalances, things that you should work on, and they might even give you an exercise program that you can move forward with. So that's actually a really effective way to go. You can go back to see them every sort of 3 to 6 weeks, see what they think, see what's improved. If you're not improving, you're obviously doing something wrong. And if you are improving, then you can maybe take the next step and see what else they think is appropriate. So bear in mind that it takes probably around 6 weeks to make a change. So you're not going to make an instant physiological change. If you're really weak, you'll notice some functional changes straight away because your balance will improve and your proprioception just by doing some exercise. It's like if you can't stand on one leg, if you practice standing on one leg, you'll probably get better in a week. If you're really good at it, then it might take a bit more time to make some changes. So do the tests, set up a plan for yourself, decide specifically what you want to improve and how you're going to measure that, and then every 3 to 6 weeks measure it, see if you're improving, see how you're improving, and move forward, because that's all training is. It's just a case of being consistent and stepping forward one step at a time, a bit at a time. It's good to have really big goals, but training should be done in sort of small increments. So create your big goal, decide what you need to do, and then take little steps towards that goal, and eventually you'll get there. I think we might have talked about goal setting. So the little steps, you'd have process goals, so you follow a certain process, like you might brush your teeth standing on one leg every day for 3 weeks, and then test whether you're better at standing on one leg, and so that might be a sort of a performance goal, and you might judge that performance goal, because you've improved that particular leg's proprioception, would improve your pedalling technique. And then it's harder to check that, but you could say, well, the next step's going to be to check my left-right balance if I've got some method of measuring that, or check the number of squats I can do on each leg and see whether that's improved, because balance is a big thing to contribute to your one-legged squatting. Obviously, you don't want to fall over if you're doing a one-legged squat, and use a mirror to get good technique. Anyway, I think I've waffled on enough, so I hope you found that useful. Let me know, give me some comment. If you need any help, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.